Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ben Stark for AT&T Broadband. Glad to have you with us here at the Breslin Center for the regular season finale of this 2000-2001 season. MSU hosting Minnesota today in what will be the swan song for 5 seniors who came here 5 years ago and have played their careers at Michigan State. Spartans are 3-12 right now. They've locked up 9th place in the conference, and that means they will play Ohio State in round 1 of the Big Ten tournament coming up on Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock at Van Andel Arena. And plenty of excitement about the Big Ten tournament moving to Grand Rapids. It's a short drive from Lansing, so you may want to check it out. Tickets are available. Plenty of ways you can get them. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Stark for AT&T Broadband. We're very glad to have you with us throughout the Lansing area for more MSU volleyball coverage. Well, if you weren't with us last night, and if you haven't picked up the paper yet, I'll bring you the bad news. MSU lost last night to Illinois in 5 games, despite outscoring the Fighting Illini 60-49. And that loss brings MSU now below 500 in the Big Ten. They are 6-7 right now and struggling. And the season-long focus of winning the Big Ten title has now gone by the wayside. Spartans are going to just try and put on some kind of a hot streak at the end of the year here in an attempt to finish in the upper division of the conference and get a good seed for the NCAA tournament. Tonight it is Purdue, and again it looks like a team that Michigan State can beat, but you just never know. Well, the Big Ten season has passed the midpoint, and as we get ready for the home stretch, most people agree that the Big Ten title hopes for Michigan State have gone by the wayside. Spartans are 6-6 in the league. They are 13-8 overall, and with 8 matches remaining in the conference, it would take virtually a miracle for MSU to finish at the top at the end of November. But a hot streak right now could prepare the Spartans for the postseason, and that will be foremost on their minds this weekend. We are live at the Jack Breslin Student Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University. For tonight, AT&T Broadband presents MSU Women's Basketball. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Stark for AT&T Broadband. Glad to have you with us throughout the Lansing area for the opening night of the college basketball season. Tonight, the Chevrolet Classic here at the Breslin Center, and the MSU Spartans will take on the Arkansas State Lady Lions. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Stark for AT&T Broadband. Glad to have you with us throughout the Lansing area for more exclusive coverage of MSU women's basketball. Tonight, the Spartans back in action as the Big Ten schedule is underway. MSU 2-1 in the league, a good start after 3 games. They are 8-6 overall. And tonight they welcome the Wisconsin Badgers, a very dangerous team. We don't know which Wisconsin team will show up tonight. The Badgers are 7-5 this year, which is a disappointing start for a club that most people had picked to finish 3rd in the conference. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Stark for AT&T Broadband. Glad to have you with us as we approach the midway mark of the high school football season. Well, tonight we turn our attention to 2 programs who are both 1-1 in the CAC and 1-3 overall. But what a difference between these 2 schools. East Lansing, under the direction of Hall of Fame head coach Jeff Smith, in the middle of what could be their worst season since 1986. And for the Eastern Quakers, under young head coach Kerry Keaton, well, he's trying to still put his program together. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Stark for AT&T Broadband Sports. Glad to have you with us throughout the Lansing area for more live coverage of the MSU basketball team. Last time we saw this ball club last week, a great win over the University of Detroit. Since that time, MSU dropped a road game in Grand Rapids against Eastern Michigan. The Spartans are now 3-3 and struggling with some injuries, but still a very competitive ball club. Tonight, the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, Phoenix are in town. We expect a very good game. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Stark for AT&T Broadband. Glad to have you with us throughout the Lansing area for more MSU volleyball. Well, things did not go well last night for the Spartan volleyball team. Injuries took their toll, and a very good Minnesota team defeated Michigan State in 4 games. Iowa is in town tonight, fresh off their 5-game victory over Michigan last night in Ann Arbor. Both teams are 5-4 in the Big Ten in 5th place, and tonight's match is important for both clubs because the winner will move up to the lower half of the upper division of the Big Ten, and the loser will move down to the upper half of the lower division of the Big Ten. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Stark for AT&T Broadband. Glad to have you with us as we head into the home stretch of the high school football season. Well, tonight's matchup features a couple of teams that had very slow starts this year. The East Lansing Trojans losing their first 3 games of the season, but they are in the middle of running the table. They've won their last 4, and they could make it to the state playoffs with a win tonight and next week at home. The Sexton Big Reds in a rebuilding season, and it's been tough after last year's 10-1 championship year. They are currently 3-4 and hanging on by their fingernails to slim hopes of getting to the state playoffs. To do so, they would have to win tonight.